Hey guys, welcome to The Prince Eats. Check out this video for grilled Branzino. Ingredients are in the description. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're getting close to grilled season, and if you're like me, you love grilled fish. After watching this video, you'll feel confident to grill fish in the comfort of your home in 5 to 10 minutes. Of course, the star of this show is Branzino, otherwise known as the Mediterranean sea bass. However, for this particular technique, any white fish will do. Here I have the whole fish, and what I love about purchasing the fish whole is you can easily determine if it's fresh. Fresh fish should not have an overly fishy smell, and for white fish, one of the things to look for is clean and clear flesh. You'll have some obvious discoloration from the blood that once flowed through the fish, but outside of that red color, the flesh really should be clear. Another sign of fresh fish is bright red gills and clear eyes. When working with fresh fish, be sure that you're using a sharp knife. A sharp knife is going to reduce rubbing, slipping, and overall hazard to your hands. At the fish market, I like to have my fish guy do all of the scaling and gutting of the fish. That's typically the harder part. On my own, when I get home, I typically remove all of the fins, like the pectoral fins and the dorsal fin. And removing the fins is a little bit of an easier task, and I like to perform that task myself because if you give it to your fish guy, they have a tendency to cut too much into the flesh. Be careful when removing the fins because they are sharp and a poking hazard. After you've cleaned, scaled, gutted, and removed the fins, the fish should look similar to this. After you've dried and given your fish some time to dry, you can oil and season your fish. Since I'm grilling at high temperatures and using a cast iron grill, I'm using avocado oil, which has a high smoke point. Be sure to season well every part of the fish that you desire to eat. As you can see here, I'm getting my seasonings inside the cavity of the fish and well on the outside of the fish. As far as the seasonings, here I'm just using a simple garlic and onion blend. I recommend using few herbs and spices so that you don't mask the fresh characteristics of the fish. And when you're done, you can put it to the side. The next step in this grilling process is to prepare your grill pan. I'll be using 2 burners to cover the entire surface of the grill pan. If you're like me and using a cast iron grill pan, you really need to make sure that pan gets hot. And right as the pan begins to smoke, you can go ahead and rub on some avocado oil. You want to exercise caution because after all, the pan is hot. Here I'm using a bare hand because I know what I'm doing, but I'm using a paper towel to rub on the oil. Once your grill is hot and ready to go, you can go ahead and carefully place your fish on the grill. Since you'll only be grilling this fish for 4 to 5 minutes, you want to make sure to situate your fish in the way that you want the grill marks to appear. And you want to lightly press down on the fish, and this ensures even contact with the fish and the grill pan. When grilling white fish, my rule of thumb is cooking on both sides 4 to 5 minutes each. After 4 to 5 minutes on the first side, you can go ahead and prepare for the first flip. I like to keep the head on the fish, not only for presentation, but also because the head of the fish is the strongest part of the fish, and you want to grab that part of the fish when you're flipping over the fish. If you lift the fish by the tail or the flesh, there's a risk that you can tear the flesh. And after another 4 to 5 minutes on the opposite side, you can go ahead and flip the fish. If you really desire to achieve prominent and beautiful grill marks, you really need to trust the process and allow the grill pan to work its magic. A lot of it is the perfect flip and just resisting the urge to flip the fish too soon. If you're satisfied with the color and doneness of the fish, you can go ahead and turn off the burners, remove the fish and place it on a clean plate. If you're using a cast iron grill or really any grill pan, you want to make sure to allow adequate time for that pan to cool before you touch it. And after 10 to 15 minutes, you'll have grilled Branzino ready for a weeknight or a social gathering. I recommend allowing the fish to cool for approximately 5 to 10 minutes to allow the moisture to redistribute throughout the fish. And a great way to finish the fish is with lemon and finishing salt. Remember these 3 tips for a successful grilled Branzino experience. Make sure that your fish is pat dry. Moisture is the enemy of a great sear. Use a screaming hot griddle and a neutral oil. And lastly, resist the urge to flip the fish too soon. For more simple and easy meal ideas like this one, visit theprinceeats.com and The Prince Eats on all social media platforms.